Hello folks, Bronco Bob here with Texas Best Used Motorcycles right here in Mansfield, Texas. And I'm here today to show you a beautiful 1955 Chevy two-door Post. And I don't even know where to start on this car, but I guess we'll start in the trunk. The trunk is all finished out, spare tire cover, battery cover, carpet. It's even got a liner on the top part of the trunk. The rear end of the car is a Ford 9-inch, and it has disc brakes. It's got a fuel cell on the bottom. It's got large diameter Flowmaster exhaust, and it sounds amazing. It's also got some link traction bars to control the rear end. This thing's got a lot of horsepower, and it wants to walk. But the paint is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It's got some torque thrust American wheels. I like the Mr. Horsepower sticker on the quarter glass. The windows are dark tinted, and it has vintage AC. The seats are genuine leather. The door panels are leather, and they even used leather on the headliner. Very high-end interior. It was done several years ago. This car was completely taken apart. You can see all the gaskets, the bolts. I mean, everything was disassembled and put back together. It's got a billet aluminum dash with some countersunk Pro Comp gauges. The motor runs real cool. It runs about 180, which is really excellent for a big block. That's your heat and air conditioning controls. The AC will blow cold if you put a charge on it. Just needs a charge. The dash is painted and finished out real nice. It's got a tilt steering column and a Grant wheel. The speedometer jumps around. It's not working right. It probably needs a gear in the output gear in the transmission. I'm just not sure. But it's a beautiful, beautiful car. It's won a lot of shows. You can see the detail on the door jambs. And under the hood, it's got a louvered hood, which is very, very cool. But under the hood is a big block 502. I don't know a lot about engines, but it's a high horsepower. I know when you give it the gas, you better hold on because it's going to get sideways on you. But it's got big tube headers, power steering. It's got a master cylinder for the four-wheel disc brakes. This looks like a power steering reservoir. It's got a serpentine belt setup, a polished aluminum radiator, and this is the condenser for the vintage air system. Polished compressor. The headers are big tube headers. It's got an MSD electronic ignition. That's your heater control valve. But you can see under here where every nut and bolt's been replaced. A lot of stainless hardware. Everything's been painted, taken apart, and then put back together. Underneath the hood, it's got like a rhino liner, kind of a bed liner, rough texture material. But this car is really, really awesome. I'm going to start it up here in a minute and let you hear it run. But the motor sounds like it wants to jump out of the car. Just want to show you underneath. It's got these link traction bars, the big Flowmaster mufflers, and the big tube headers. Underneath the car is just as clean as it is above the car. And the only flaw I found on the paint was a little chip right back here on the left rear quarter panel. Well, let's start her up because I'd love for you to hear this monster. It's just music. When it's running, I'm not going to talk a whole lot. Well, I'll try. But it might be hard to hear me. Love that sound. It idles about 1,500 RPMs in neutral, but when you put it in gear and flip the AC, it idles about 1,000 RPMs. I mean, it sounds like it wants to run a hole in the wind. This car's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. show you up here on the top. Got twin cooling fans. They kick on about 180. I'm going to put it in drive and show you where the idle sits. Beautiful, beautiful interior. It's got a B&M ratchet shifter. See, when you put it in drive, it idles right at, well, it looks like about 1100 RPMs. You flip the AC switch on, and it sits right about 1000. And you can see the speedometer is just kind of jumping around. Not really sure what that's all about. The indicator for the blinker on the right works, but the one on the left doesn't. Just want to give you a view over the hood. I'm afraid to get on it too hard because I only got one hand on the wheel, and there's a lot of mailboxes here, and I sure don't want to eat one. This is a awesome little weekend hot rod. I took it to a local car show. Everybody loved it, but whenever I turned the key and started the motor, man, everybody's head was turning. If you got any questions, give us a call. If you want a really sweet 55, this will make you a good one. Have a great day. And this is Bronco Bob wishing you happy trails.